Let's Talk Makeup with Haylee, which is super fun and exciting on this beautiful July 4th day. So I hope you're all having a great 4th of July wherever you're at. I got this super cute necklace that I'm just in love with. So fun. It kind of looks like how I did my lips for Memorial Day a little bit, if you remember. But today what we're going to be talking about is actually just a fun way to do eye makeup. So the great thing about this eye makeup is it seriously doesn't come off, which is really nice, especially when you're going to do fun things with it. But what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to take off what I have on there on one of my eyes and then show you how I put it on. So you can kind of see how easy it is to just be a little crazy and creative. So the first thing I'm going to use to take it off, this is our Foops. It is a facial, oops, that's what the Foop stands for, but it's your facial remover for your long-lasting technology color, which is what's in our shadows and our lipstick, why it lasts so long, which is wonderful. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on this cotton round. Normally, I just put it on my hands and rub it at night and then just rub it all over my face. Just takes a couple of squirts to do it, but I just wanna remove it off of my eye and not off of my mascara if I can help it. So I'm gonna try to do it this way for you. Show you how simple it is to just be a little creative. Of course, it helps when you know that you can wear it and it's not going to come off in the pool, it's not going to come off in the lake, at the water park, whatever it is that you're doing today. So it is definitely beneficial. So you can see that it came right off, which is great. One of the leaders in our company tells a story about when they came out with Foops that she thought it was just another way to make money, and she was like, oh geez, give me a break. I wash my face at night, it comes off, no big deal. So she tells the story of how she went home that night with her Foops, because she got one, and she washed her face like normal, really well. And she was like, see, all my makeup is off, I'm good. So then she went in and she put the Foops on her face just to test it and washed her face. And then all her makeup came off. She was like, oh. So there really is definitely some stuff in it that you need to pull that long-lasting technology off your face, and it definitely does the trick really well. So it pulls all of the stuff that gets stuck in your pores and everything. It's fabulous. It's amazing, actually. So my eye looks pretty great. So the first thing that I'm gonna do to give it that fun line that this one has here is that I'm gonna take just a piece of regular tape. It's nothing super exciting, and I'm gonna go from the corner of my eye up to where my brows should end. I spent my whole life being very much a brow plucker, and I'm trying to learn not to pluck as much anymore. So they don't ever end or start where they're supposed to yet, but we're working on it. Okay, so tape on, right? So the tape, when you take the tape off, it just gives it a very defined line, which makes it look super cool. The first thing that I'm gonna use is our Shadow Sense. The one I'm gonna use is called Caribbean, which again, in this tube, to me, I'm like, oh man, I could never wear that color. No way. But our shadows are so nice because they are very, you need it just a little teeny tiny bit. They're so concentrated. So I'm just gonna use a regular brush. Because they're a liquid shadow, you're gonna use a brush just like you would on something else. And then I'm just gonna take my brush, eyeball it. Sorry, I'm gonna get really close because I can only see so much in my phone instead of in my mirror. And then I'm gonna basically put a little bit more on. Ooh, that might be too much. Hold on, I'm gonna dab a little bit. I don't want it quite that dark. Try to create a line down here as well, and it's you know, makeup is forgiving, which is good. I was always really scared of that to begin with, but it really is forgiving, and if you mess up, you just go back and fix it, which is super nice. I was always, so don't be afraid to try things and to do things that aren't in your norm, because that's kind of where a lot of the fun is, to be honest. So it looks very similar to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that part dry. So with the Shadow Sense, with the cream shadows, it takes between about 1.5 to 2 minutes for them to dry. So, which is nice because it gives you time to blend or to get it however you want. Now I am gonna go back with just a brush that's a little bit bigger, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of blending. I really like blended shadows. I just think they look super cool. So I'm probably an over blender to a degree, but I like it. So again, I'm looking at them, I'm just eyeballing them in here in this mirror. Look at my other one. In here in this mirror, to me, those look pretty even, maybe with the exception of just up here. Okay, simple, easy. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm using synthetic brushes. That's really important when you use cream makeup. Otherwise, the brushes actually take a ton of your product and you'll go through it a lot faster. So I just take it on my little towel that I have right here, and I'm just going to wipe them and get any product that's sticking in them right now out, so that I can go ahead and use them right now again and do the next step. So the next step that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this in here and I'm gonna try to make this line even more defined before it's totally dry. I can't decide if I need more. Oh, this is hard, I tell you, from this angle. Okay, I am gonna add a little bit more blue. Bear with me. All right, for whatever it's worth, we're gonna stick with that for now. Okay, so just be brave and be courageous and just try new things because it makes it so much fun. So the next step that I'm gonna take is I'm gonna take white. So again, I'm gonna use the white. If you can tell over here, it's pretty muted. If I used white on my super light face, it would really stand out and look crazy. So I'm gonna put it on here, but I'm gonna put it on here in a very muted form. So, which means of course that then I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna really blend the white. Because I want it to look white so that you can tell that they're stars and stripes, but at the same time, I don't want it to be like, woo, you got white on your eyes, girl. Again, if I had a different skin tone or different hair, I would be all over making it bright, bright white, but for me, it doesn't work. So, okay, so there you go. So there's my white, there's my blue, okay? I'm gonna let the white dry for just a second, and then I'm gonna go in and do something in the blue, because the blue should be close to getting dried now. And as you can tell in this one, if you look super close, I tried to create the looks of a star. So, and of course I did that. I'm gonna use an angled brush. So you can tell it's just slightly angled. These are the Senegence brushes. I absolutely love them. So I use them a lot. And basically I'm just gonna try to create a star, okay? And it's just by doing that angular back and forth. And it's a trial by error. I'll tell you, the one I did on this side to begin with was awesome. Then I did the other side and I was like, eh. You can tell it's there, but it's a lot softer. Even this one looks pretty good, I think. So again, just by using the angles, and then immediately you have that star look and it's like, boom, right? It looks so good. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use our blush. So we also have cream blush. So this is our cherry blush scents. And this stuff goes so far. I swear one tube of it would probably last you, well, it's lasted me 9 months. So it lasts forever. I only use a teeny tiny drop because I don't need that much red. I like to mix it with pearlizer on my cheeks, and sometimes I use my lip sense when I do it. So this is probably even a little too much, but I'm gonna go ahead and take that. And then I've got just a regular brush, and actually, do you know what? I am gonna use the angled brush again, okay? So this is the same one I used to do the star. So this is just the top lid of another jar that I have for something. And then I'm gonna try to make them match. So I'm gonna kind of eyeball it. And again, so much of makeup is just eyeballing it and trying. So you can tell it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go down and go just above my crease because that's about where the next one is on here. And I want them to be I might even put a little bit more right there to really pop it out. Just gonna get a little bit more. And then same thing, I'm gonna go in here and put one right on there. And this is the hardest one because remember, it has to stay for a while to dry before it's gonna show up. I mean, before it's not gonna move. So you almost wanna keep your eyelids closed for a minute and just let it sit there and fully dry on your lids. Otherwise, it's gonna smudge a little in the creases, which is really not that big of a deal. So I did wanna show you that earlier when I did it, I felt like a couple of my lines weren't very good. So I went back, I use Q-tips a lot when I'm playing, and either to kind of blend it a little bit because I like that blended look, or just to try to get in between where I'm trying to leave those special lines. So then here, I'm gonna take this off and pull it down, and that's what gives you that really nice solid line, and voila! You have fun makeup for the 4th of July that is going to last all day. It's going to be different and unique than everyone else's. And it just gives you kind of a fun look for the day. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!